So we have just unearthed and discovered a mystery regarding the mother Longlegs of Skull Island from the Monsterverse. There isn't just one of them, but actually three types of them that have been seen, and the question now arises, could they either be three cars or even three species, or just at different life stages? There is even one that is almost titan in size, but we will get back to that after a while. Let's first look at their biology and then go on to their different specimens. So the super species biology. The mother Longlegs is a giant arachnid species first featured in the 2017 film Kong Skull Island and again in subsequent Monsterverse comics. These creatures, standing about 20 feet tall as for the movie version, they have long legs which resemble bamboo, allowing them to camouflage themselves in forests, in the bamboo groves. Their faces look like skulls with big red eyes, and they have additional pincer-like claws near their heads. In the Monarch Legacy of Monsters TV series, which will air in November, they will be making a comeback, a return, and will battle a crab-like monster, a super species which has not been identified as of now. These mother longlegs are large carnivorous spiders skilled at hiding in bamboo forests and are considered dangerous to humans, like really dangerous, as they will hunt people and even view them as prey items. Their legs look like bamboo, allowing them to blend in, and they have a unique ability to camouflage in the dense forest, but although they also have ventured into EV settlements at times. These spiders use their sharp legs as spears to catch prey. Once they immobilize their victims, they inject paralyzing venom called the mother's milk, absorbing nutrients from the prey, and also they can draw moisture from the soil for rehydration if they're thirsty, which means their legs act like secondary mouths. Additionally, they have a special way of capturing prey using muscular tendrils from their underbelly. Anything which is uneatable or inedible is expelled, and in some instances, they use webbing to capture and hold their prey. Let's take a look at their life cycle. Monarch suggests that the mother longlegs might be a super mutated version of a type of arachnid called the Opiliones. It is stated that there is no male specimen of the mother longlegs. Them being all female, they reproduce asexually, creating clones of themselves, so every one of them is an exact copy of the previous generation, aside from random mutations that might occur. So that brings us to the crux of the topic, the three different types of mother longlegs that have been spotted in the movie and comics. This tells us that these creatures do not have different cars or different species. They are just one, and they do have a very long lifespan and a complicated life cycle, and that the super species profile that has been shown is inaccurate as of the current lore. So let's get to discussing the three life stages of this monstrous spider. Firstly, let's start with the smallest one, the Juvenile. So this one was seen in the 2017 movie Skull Island, and it was the specimen that attacked the group in the bamboo forest. It was around 7 meters or 23 feet in height. It has a smaller head that is rounded and skull-like as for the top part, and also has 8 eyes. Its abdomen is small relatively speaking, but it is filled with green leaf-like foliage that further emphasizes its absorption and integration of bamboo DNA into its genome. The other visually telling aspect are the bamboo legs, obviously. Now the next life stage is the adult, and while this is a gradual cycle, the adults are actually visually different from the juveniles, as seen in the Birth of Kong comics. Firstly, they are way bigger, with a few of them even seen to be around 50 to 70 feet in height, or 15 to 21 meters tall. This is evidenced by their battles and confrontation with Kong, which was stated to have grown to around 200 feet tall at that time in 1995. Anyway, their bodies also have changed a bit. While the juveniles have smaller abdomens and heads, the adults seem to have bigger and more robust bodies, coupled with thicker and sturdy legs. Their tendrils also shoot out and seem to appear like tree branches. So all in all, they are bigger in all ways. Finally, we have the final stage of the mother longlegs, the queen. This is the biggest specimen ever seen and was spotted in the Birth of Kong comics. While the adults appear to be a quarter or a third of the size of Kong, the queen longlegs looks to rival Kong in his young adult form. There are a few stark differences between it and the previous stage. The most prominent one is the head crest, which adds more royalty to the specimen and even seems to sprout out horns from the back of the head. Assessing the size compared to Kong, the queen would have been around 150 feet or 45 meters tall. Its abdomen is also quite telling. it seems to have replaced the bamboo leaves with a thick fur, and this might have happened gradually as it grew. It might also be that only one of these will be present at a time, commanding a swarm of smaller longlegs like a hive mind. It would be the alpha of the group after combating and pressed competitors into submission, which, if you think about it, are just all copies of itself either way. Let's do a short size comparison with other Skull Island species. The juvenile mother longlegs is 23 feet or 7 meters tall, which makes it taller than most species that have been seen, taller than the smaller skull crawlers, but lesser than the bigger specimens of the scare buffaloes and the spore mantises. The adult longlegs, however, are bigger than the scare buffaloes, bigger than spore mantises and even the siren jaws and the magma turtles. The queen longlegs would be bigger than the 1973 Kong, but smaller than the 1995 young adult form. It would also be bigger than Ramarak, the big skull devil, and the chameleons, but smaller than the kraken and also smaller than Camazots and Kong. So that's that. So if you like this video, then watch this one too. And if you're more interested in other movie monsters content and creatures, then check out our channel as well. We might have things that you have not seen or thought about. Subscribe, like, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care, fam.